So yeah, let's get start. So welcome to everyone to our webinar on RISA 3D tips, tricks, and troubleshooting. So my name is Kirti Joshi, and I'm from Acero Consulting Engineers. I'm the structure engineers here. So in today's session, we'll focus about the RISA 3D, and I'll start with a brief overview of RISA 3D. Then we'll discuss about the efficient, modeling workflows and some of the time-saving tips and tricks. And we'll also discuss about the common warnings and errors. And we'll also conclude with a Q&A session. Also, feel free to drop down your questions in the chat box. We have a dedicated Q&A session towards the end, and it will take out your questions. So here is the agenda that we'll be covering today. So I'll start with a brief overview of RISA 3D and some of the modeling approach and design features using some of the inbuilt modeling templates available in the RISA 3D. Then we'll look at some of the useful tips and tips and some of the features in RISA 3D. And after that, I will cover some of the common warnings and errors, and we'll sort out a way to troubleshoot that issues and address the frequently received questions in the Q&A session at the end. So I believe at the end of this webinar, you will learn several practical techniques that can help you to work more efficiently in the RISA 3D. So I'll be sharing some useful, tips and tricks and troubleshooting techniques that can be directly applied. So you will also receive the participation certificate after the webinar. So moving forward, Acero Consulting Engineers is, a knowledge and a software partners for the AC industry, and it has already supported the multiple organizations across India with multiple products. So it is made up of an structural engineers and marketing professionals. So we are proud to work with 300 plus clients and delivered over the 30 plus products and supported the project across the 20 plus locations. So moving forward, also we conduct the regular posters, the webinars, or the technical contents and the resources that helps you keep learning and extracting the values from the tools you are using. So Acero is an authorized channel partner for the Nemetschek group, and here is the quick portfolio you can see that we offer under our Nemetschek portfolio. RISA is the structure analysis and design software that will focus today. And also we do have the Adapt suite, which is mostly used for the post-tension and the reinforced concrete system. Also, you can see the Bluebeam, which is for the PDF drawings, markups, and the collaboration tool. And at last, the Allplan is for the bridge and the infrastructure project. So along with the Nemetschek tool, we also support the other tools like the Autodesk and the Adobe, the Idea Statica for the steel connection design, and also the Karamba 3D for the parametric analysis. And we do also have a Shuriken, which is from the Atlas tube. That is basically a structural nut keeper that makes the one-sided connections with the standard bolt. And again, the last you can see is the Aries Trinity. This is again the drafting tool that can be similar to the AutoCAD. So we will discuss about the RISA 3D. So for anyone who is new, so RISA 3D, is a structure analysis and the design software, again from the Nemetschek group. So it is mostly, used in the US and is increasing its use in India as well. So it can be used for both the steel, either it may be the hot rolled or the cold form steel, and also for the concrete, timber, masonry, and the aluminum structure. So it supports the linear, non-linear, the seismics, and the wind load generations, and supports the multiple design codes that includes the Indian standard as well as the US and the European standard. So software is widely used because you can carry out all the modeling, analysis, design, and reporting in a single platform, and it also provides you a graphical output and the detailed design report, including all of your force diagram, the deflections, utilization ratio, and the detailed calculation. So like you can see, it supports the multiple project types, such as the residential, commercial buildings, and it can be used also for the non-building structures like the industrial structure. It may be stadium roofs or the pipe racks or the PV metal buildings or the platforms. It may be the tower kind of the structures and the tanks. So you can use and analyze the multi-material structure that can be of any geometry or any complexity. So it can be integrated with the tools such as the Autodesk and Revit, the Tekla, ArchiCAD, that may be through the link available, that is the RISA link. For example, if you want to connect it with the Revit, you can use the RISA Revit link. So in the right-hand side, you can also see it can integrate with the other programs like the RISA Connections and the RISA Flow, RISA Foundation. So, the typical workflow is basically you can analyze and design the global steel or any kind of the structure in the RISA 3D, then you can export it into the RISA connections for the connection design, and you can export it into the RISA foundation if you want to carry out the foundation design. So here you can see the types of the file it supports for the import and the export. You can import the RISA 2D file, the DXF file. You can directly import the STAD model or the Revit files and the Tekla structure. Or if you're working with the telecom tower structure, you can even import a TNX tower file and also the SAF file. So you can also export to DXF as well as Adapt Builder for the concrete structure, and ESAF file again you can export. Basically, it is the open file format to exchange the data that contains all of your member information, section geometry, and the forces. Because some of the softwares may be, one is the IDEA Statica that support the SAF file that if you want to import or if you want to integrate this with the IDEA Statica for the connection design. So moving forward, you can see it supports the multiple design and the loading code that can be used across the world. So for the Indian project, it supports the IS 800 for the steel and IS 456 for the concrete, along with the IS 875 and 1893 for the wind and the seismic. For US project, it supports, like, as you can see, the AISC for the steel code, ACI for the concrete. It also supports the NDS for the timber and AISI for the cold form steel design, and also the other civil design standard. Similarly, you can get the Euro code, Canadian code, and other international standard. So here are some of the features that I have highlighted. You might be familiar, if you are already using the software. So it includes the built-in template for creating the different types of the structure like the truss, tanks, or the domes, or the cylinders. So right now we'll also demonstrate how you can use this modeling template to generate your truss model and design your truss structure. So next is you can also define your unbraced length directly to represent the bracing condition. And also the software will calculate the effective length factor automatically for the buckling check. So next is, like I mentioned, it supports the design of the multiple material. As you can see, there are the codes for the steel, the concrete, cold form steels, wood, concrete, masonry. So you can select all of your codes and can carry out the design. And once the analysis and design is complete, then you can just the result can be reviewed easily through the color coded diagram. As you can see, all the utilization ratio can be reviewed and the deflected shape and all the detailed report. That will also going to demonstrate how you can work on this. So it has, like I mentioned, it has some of the inbuilt templates that will help you to speed up the modeling process. So here are the list of the template. You can generate the circular, like the circular templates, the grid, the parabola, and the dome, or the truss kind of the template. So we'll take an example on how you can generate the truss structure using this template. And regarding the design workflow, we also have covered, this in detail in our previous webinar. So what I do is I typically start with creating a section set in RISA 3D that will help me in the member optimization. And I mostly assign the design list for the different sections I have created, like the design list for what are the deflection ratio limit, or what is the maximum utilization, the minimum depth value, and the maximum depth value for my members. So all these things I can set, and then I can apply the design rule. Sorry, the design rule is like what is the deflection ratio and something like that. So design list where you can carry it out for the different sections, like if you are using the tube section, so you can carry it out the design based on that sections. And to optimize the design, I use the suggested design features. So let's see, how we can use the modeling template to model the truss and optimize the member design. So I have created a short video for you here. So I will just try to show that. So this is the interface of the RISA 3D. You can just open the software. And if you have any of the new versions available, then the software will automatically let you know to download that versions. Otherwise, if you want to work on the previous version, then you have the choice. So right now you can see you have the options to create a new model. And if you're already working, you can open your existing models. There are the video guides. If you are new to the RISA 3D, tips and tricks options at the bottom. So if you want to create the new file, then you can just click on create new, and you can see the another window where you can fill out your project information. So I'm filling my company name, Acero Consulting Engineers, and the designer's name I have just kept myself. And in the home tab, you can see at the top, there is the template options where you will see the lots of templates available just to speed off your modeling. So we'll use the truss template. So you can just click on truss, and then you have the template for the truss. You can just select the types of the truss you want to model. So right now I'm just selecting the wiring type, and you can assign the origin. Right now I just want to keep it at 0, 0. So you can just fill out the height of your truss. As you can see, all the parameters are denoted, displayed in your, the graphical view as well. So I'm just putting a height of 4 feet sideways, and at the middle, I'm just keeping it as a 7 feet high. And so you can just fill out this information, and you can give the numbers of the panel to your truss directly. So I'm just using the 4 panels, and I can just assign the panel length. So I'm just filling it as a 4 feet of each panel length. You can just fill this information, and you can just click on next. Then you have the options of truss dimension, whether it's taking its dimension center line to center line or outside, as you can see. And the next is the release condition for your truss member, like there are waves and the chords. So if you want to apply the release condition to your waves, you can just select it. Otherwise, if you want to apply it to the chord member, you can just select it. So you have both the options available to provide the releases for the truss member. And number of copies means if you want to create out the truss at a different locations, like if I give the 10 increments or the 5 increment, and by providing a distance of a certain field, then it will just copy my templates. So I'm just giving it as a 5 at the 10 feet. And right now you can see where you can define the member for your truss element. So if you've already defined the section set, you can just select that. Right now I will show you how to create a member here. So I'm just click on creating. You can see I can just fill it the information for the top and the bottom chord. And I can just go on to the shape options and choose the shape parameter. So I'm just using a tube sections, SSS. You can just search 4x4. So I can just use it. If I want to see the property of it, I can just view it. And this is the design list. As you can see, I'm just selecting it as a square tube for my truss. Then you can set out your material informations as well. And once you are done, you can just click on OK. Similarly, for the bottom code, I'm just using that members which I have defined. Similarly, for the verticals and diagonals, I will just create another members and use the same for the both case. So you can just write here as a verticals or the diagonals, and I can just select it as shape. So I'm just going a bit down, HSS 3 by 3, and I can just click on OK, and the design list is again the square tube, and create B material I have selected. The member type I can change it to column. So once you have filled this information, you can just apply the same sections to the diagonals right now, as you can see. And once you if you want to give the member orientation of your task, you can just select the angles. You do have that options as well. So this is where you can give input regarding your unbraced length. So if you want to give so you have the four option LB and LC. This is the unbraced length, and for the top and the bottom code. So if you there is one command called the segment, like if you provide the segment command, whatever the nodes is between that whatever the nodes is between that member, it will automatically segment that, just to consider this effect into your on this line. So I'm just giving it as a segment command. So you can find more of this information regarding this in the help file of the RISA 3D as well. Right now you can see at the top left side there is the question mark symbol. Once you click on that, it will open to the help file, and you will get all the informations related to each of the command as well. So you can fill all of this information and you can just click on OK. So right now, as you can see, you have already generated a truss structure rather than modeling each part one by one. So at an increment of 10, like I have provided the increment at 10 feet and the 6 number of the trusses. Right now you can see it has been created, and you can display it into the wireframe view, the render view as well. Right now you can see all the information clearly. And if you want to work, like if you want to display its shapes or the another information, the local axis, you can just display it from your member property tab. As you can see, you have all the information. If you want to display the length as well, you can just click on that options. Right now I'm just deleting part of my truss. Maybe yeah, we are here. So you can just display your numbers, and if I want to delete some of the truss, I can just select it and press the delete button. So what I will do is I will just apply some of the load case, and I will apply the load for that load case I have created. So dead load options and the light load options I will create. So -1 means you are putting a negative of 100% of the dead load. So I created my dead load case, and for the load generations, you can use the auto generation options. And once you click on this LC generator, you can see it will generate the load based on your code. So you can just click on any of the combination, and you can just click on generate. It will have generated the first three like the load generator. When you use the load generation, the first three case is for the deflections. So we have created the load case and the load combination. Then I will apply a point load and the UDL in my truss, and I will also apply the boundary condition, pin in at the one end and the roller at the other end. So once you go on the home tab, and then you can see the boundary conditions options. Once you click on the pin and click on apply to select the node, then it will be automatically be applied. So similarly, I keep roller at the other end. So in order to prevent for the out of plane failure, so I'll just apply the lateral restraint at the top portion also. So I'll just select it and will select my nodes. And what I will do, I will provide a restraint to the Z direction. As you can see, by default, the y-axis is the vertical. So I want to prevent it the sideways. So I can just provide a reactions to my Z coordinate. So I'll just fix it. And once you click on the isometric view, so you can see you have applied the boundary conditions at the nodes just to prevent it out of plane. So I can just click on the point load options from the home tab, then give out the directions. So the Y is the vertical direction. So I can just put a magnitude of 1 keeps negative downward. So you can just select out the locations. Means I have selected these portions. And if I provide the location of 50%, then it will apply the load at the middle of this member. So once you click on apply, you can see the load has been applied. And if you want to apply the line load to the other person, then you can just select that members and click on apply the line load instead of the point load. And you can just give out a case. So I'm just using the live load case and a magnitude of 0.1 per feet. And I'm just applying it as a uniform load. You can just tapered as well. Like, I mean, you can give a different magnitude at start and at end point. And once you click on apply, then as you can see on the screen, the loading has been applied. So similarly, you can see the loads, whatever the loads you have applied as per your load combinations we have generated. So as you can see on the screen, so it's easy to create using the models, using the modeling template and apply the load. Once you are done with setting all of the necessary conditions, then you can just click on solve and run the analysis. So for first option you are seeing is single load combination, means you can just run for any one of the combinations. The next is envelope and the batch solutions of the marked envelope. So I must use the batch solution that gives me the governing load case for all of the combination used in my model. So once you can see, it has calculated all of my reactions, and in the left hand side, right hand side, sorry, you can see the results tab has been active once you have solved the model for the particular combinations. Then you can easily view your deflected shapes and all the things. So right now you can see your deflected shape. Then right now the truss has not shown any kind of it is not much deflected, but you can just increase your view as well, just to see out the deflected shape. So for that you can just go onto the top at the view tab, and once you click on the result, then you can see you can just increase the value just to scale up your deflection value in the graphical view. Right now you can see you can, if you have provided a more scale, then you can see the clear deflections. So what I meant is you can just generate use the modeling template and generate a truss. And you can also, this once you have done the analysis, you can see calculate the see the member forces, nodal reactions. Right now you are seeing the diagram, but you are not seeing its magnitude or the numerical values. So for this, you can again go into the view tab at the top, and you can just click on the result. And once you can click on the members option, since we are looking for our members. So once you click on the magnitude values, you just need to tick the magnitude value, then you can see it will display the magnitude of your forces as well. So you can also display your reactions values. So that is all available under the home tab once you are done with the analysis. So you can also see the code check values and sort it out the values from maximum to the minimum values. And yeah, so this is how you can get the result. And what I mentioned is there is some of the design optimization features in the research, like the member suggested shape. It will pop up once you click on the suggested design options from the result tab. As you can see, there is the suggested design. What it will do is it will right now, as you can see, my current shape is SSS 4x4, but it has suggested me we can just go lower down to our model also, and the controlling criteria is strength right now. So once we resolve that model with the program suggested shape, then it will just help me in the member optimization also. Right now you can see on the screen. So once you are done, it will show no other optimization possible is available, because it will do the iterative process mostly. So right now what you can do is, now we have changed to SSS 2 by 2 from 4 by 4. As we can see on the render view, if we click on the section set also, right now you can see it has automatically updated to 2 by 2 instead of 4 by 4. So I would also like to highlight some of the common issues and warning that engineers like us mostly face while working in the RISA 3D. So as you can see in the screen also, some of the warnings are the unstable model and the warning log, and also the P delta error, which we'll discuss. And there are also some issues which you mostly might have faced regarding the licensing issues. If you are using the RISA 3D for the first time also, like if you have downloaded a trial versions or even if you have the subscription version, then you might have faced such kind of the warning. So we'll look at each of these issues and discuss the ways to resolve them. So as you can see here, yeah. So I have my model here, kind of the model. I have the column and I've already created my section set. And this is the step which I mostly followed because it displayed as for the color wise and also helps me in the member optimization. So I have columns, the exterior beams, top chord, bottom chord, and the purlins and the web. So it's displayed by the different colors symbols. So you can display it into the render view also. I have the diaphragm model also, so that's why it has shown me a kind of rectangles in the pink border. So this is the diaphragm, rigid diaphragm I have applied. In the setting tab, you can see the stiffness for that diaphragm also, as you can see on the screen. So what we'll do is we'll just look into this model, and I have already created some of the load case and have auto-generated the wind load and the seismic load by creating the diaphragm. It has also considered the eccentricity. That's why you are seeing the multiple point. So right now there is the load combinations we have already created. So I will try to run this model and we'll see how we can, so we'll get some of the errors. Right now you can see the P delta diverging error, P delta diverging error. Basically, you might have received such kind of this error if you have used the RISA 3D. This error means that the P delta is diverging dramatically, like more than your 1,000th times the original displacement. So the first step is what I do is try to resolve the model without the P delta effect and to see like if there is any kind of the deflection problem that could cause the issues with the P delta. So once you click on apply, so I will just try to change it to by removing the P delta effect. So once you right click and click on the fit cells options, then it will automatically change all the values. So you don't need to do it manually one by one. And once we run the sole batch and inflow, again, we can see that the load combination causing the P delta and some load combination causing the P delta analysis, some members will not be analyzed. So we have ignored the P delta. So we are okay to run with this warning right now. Once we click on OK, then you can see instability were detected for some of the load case. This indicates that the model is unstable and programs will automatically lock the degree of freedoms of a certain node to make the model stable so that solutions can be obtained for our model. So once we click on that, right now you can see the program has locked the model, but it has sold our model. So these are the logged node. Basically, you can see on the screen. So basically, in the column area, also we have provided a pin, in the member end conditions. So like we have provided the pin boundary condition that have basically the rotational degree of freedom released, like the MX, the torsion, MY, and the MZ. So also we have the member ends that can have the member in villages. So this kind of the error may pop up at your, the fixed, like the boundary conditions. And you also might have seen the locked node issues in your code member also. These types of the errors occurs like if the node has kind of the bending releases. So we'll also see that like to have the stable node, I mean, at least one member in the node must not have a release assigned to it. Like this is a similar concept to the instability, and this can be resolved similarly. So we'll see, we'll try to fix for the column first, then we'll try to fix it for the code member. Once you close this, then you can select all of your column members. And in the application setting also, right now you can see there are different types of the warnings. Basically, the warnings you will get because if you have displayed, like if you have tick out all of these options, if you have unticked this option, you may have not received the warning error, but it's preferred to use this just to carry it out and to capture the overall effect. Right now, I just wanted to, since you can see that the compared total input load against the total reactions and warning difference. So I've now unticked that option. So once I click that option, I will receive the another kind of the warning that you might have received when you are working also. The same process is going on again once I click that. So right now you can see I have got the additional kind of the warning that the sum of the reaction is not equal to the load applied. This is because when you applied, sorry, yeah, we were at this point. Yeah, let's model it. So basically this model, this error will basically pop up when you have applied a certain load. And if you have like the sum of the reaction of the applied load is not matching, the sum of the load applied is not matching with the reaction calculated. So what we can do is we can just check out whether the software has calculated the reactions for our model or not. And once we change that, we'll not get this warning. So we'll try to fix this. So we can select our column members because at the boundary conditions, we are getting this issue. So to select a column, there are the different options. So I'll just go on the select property and select the members by the section type and select it as column. Then it will select all of my columns. And once you go on the left hand side, there is the options of the I release and the J release. So right now you can see at both of the end in RISA, it is denoted by the pen bin. And pen bin means you have the both the moments releases, bending releases, and you have the all pin options if you want to release the torsion also. So right now if I want to remove that, you can just simply click on it and you can just create a custom release also, or you can simply delete it. Right now you can see there are the different conditions like the torsion, or if you want to include the torsion, or if you want to fix out your torsion. So at a one time only one release can be like at the one end you can either release a torsion and the you can just fix the torsion at the other end, because at the same time it will not allow to release the torsion at both of your end in the research 3D. So I simply deleted this and I will just resolve this model by removing the releases, and we'll see if I will get the locked node in my column or not. So right now, as you can see in my model, at the boundary end condition, the locked node issue has been fixed, but we are still getting the locked node in our code members at the top. So we'll try to again select the code member. So this is the iterative process you can follow in your model. So what I mostly used to do is this, and you can again select your trust member. So you can go on select by property. First, let me solve out this issue. because at the top also we are getting some releases. Right now at the top of my column member, we are not getting any kind of instability because we have removed the releases. Now is the time to fix for my code members. So you can just go on select by property and you can select the top code, select it. And if you want to select the bottom code, you can again select it. Right now, only this portion has been selected. And if I will just remove the releases. Right now, as you can see, I am not getting that locked node issue. So this is something related to the the releases. Like in the boundary conditions, this can occur when you have the rotational degree of freedom released. Like I mentioned in your members, at least one members framing in the node must not have a release assigned to it in order to solve out this issue. So this is the way to you where you can use to fix out a locked node issue. And some of the reactions is related to the boundary conditions because whatever the load you have applied in a model, you are not matching it with the reactions calculated because we have provided a fixed in condition, because fixed means it will just fix a model, but it will not calculate the reaction. So what will change it in the boundary condition tab at the right hand side, we'll select all of the node and we'll provide and we'll tell the software to calculate the reactions. So we'll just give a command of reactions. We'll just select it at once just by dragging the area, and after right click and fit cells option, we can just apply the reactions value. This is the short tips as well. So right now, as you can see, we have provided the command of the reactions. Even if you go on the boundary condition tab and click on the three dot option, you can see there is the two options, fixed and other one is fixed. But that was the case where the reactions was not calculated. So since we provided a command of reaction, now it will calculate the reactions also. And let's see by running the model again. So once you click on solve, then again, that is the P delta issue. We'll fix that. Right now, you can see the reactions warning is also gone because we have the software that's calculated the reactions because we have provided the command. So once we again go on the load combination, and we'll see because locked node issue and this kind of the warnings are related to the the instability. So we'll see whether it has fixed our P delta or not. So I'll just try to open the P delta and use the same command of Y. Why? Because Y is the vertical axis in the RISA 3D by default. So right now I have applied the P delta for all of my combination, and again wants to solve the batch plus envelope. Right now, as you can see, all the errors have been gone related to the P delta, the sum of the warnings, and the instability issue. So this is how I used to troubleshoot in the iterative process step by step. And also, I just wanted to verify the deflection case. Right now, you can see for the particular combinations, load combination 9, you can see there is a lot of deflections happening on. So I will just change the member size and we'll just run the analysis. You can just go on the section set and under the hot roll still you can see the column. So I'll just change W821 to maybe W1045 or 25. So you can just click on OK, and once you rerun the analysis, and we'll see whether the deflections I'm getting is in the limit or not, something like that. So you can see this looks pretty okay to me. So this is the way I can also see at the deflected shape, because once I fill the once I run the model, the first step is to check out the deflected shape. I mostly use that. So you can also display your y-axis. So we also will see the deflections in the tabular form as well. So you have the result tab options, and you have the node deflection options. So whatever, if you want to see the nodal displacement, so you can select particular node, for example, N9, or if I want to see what is the maximum displacement for this particular node. So you can just use the this feature side by side, and for the particular load 9. So for this particular with the governing combination, it will see, so it will just give me the maximum and the minimum displacement values for that nodal combinations, like the load combination as well. And the next warning is something related to the licensing issue. As you can see on the screen, this is the kind of the queries we frequently receive, like even if you have the trial version or the subscription version, at a certain period of time, you might have received such kind of the warning that your license or the subscription license are no available. So we'll try with the trial feature first, then we'll move into the subscription. If you have the subscription license, then how to resolve this issue. So you can just control it from the website of the RISA.com. So once you click on RISA.com, then there is the login tab at the right hand side. So if you have already registered for the trial version, then you can just create your account. So I'll just fill out my information here. This is basically a customer portal for the RISA, where you can manage the subscription license and all the things, and the product updates, and all of the trainings ongoing. So you can just look at this portal. So at the top right, you can see the options of the free trials. This is for if you are installing the RISA version for the first time. So you can just click on the free trial options at the top right. So you will have a list of the product available. Right now, there is no RISA 3D available because I'm just using the RISA 3D subscription version. But even if you are a new users, and then you will see the RISA 3D options in your portal. And what you can do is you can just click on this checkbox, and it will turn into green, like it's displayed here. And once you click on the start trial now, then that issue will be resolved and you'll not get that issue. So this is the step to fix out the issue related to the trial. So once you click on that, then under your product tab, there is the options of the trial, where you can see the trial, the limit of the trial, and that is valid for the 10 days. So once you click on that activate option, then it will activate from the date you click on that activate trial. So even if you have the subscription license, sometimes maybe if you are the RISA users, then sometimes also you are facing or getting that similar kind of the error. So for that, we have also a solution to fix up that issue, because you just need to clear your cache file that is created in your C drive. So I will just go show a demonstration how you can perform this. So you can just go on your C drive, and you just have to click on the program data. So since if you did not see the program data options, then you can just go on your view tab and click on the hidden items. So like I saw on my screen, you just have to click on hidden item, then you will see the options of the program data. Once you click, go into that, you can just select the RISA folder. Then, for example, if your name is ABC, then it will display it as the ABC folder at the top. Right now, as you can see, the Gokul, it is my office system. So the office system has the name of this user. So you are seeing this name. So once I delete this folder, then the next time you open your subscription license, it will ask for your login detail, and that issue will be resolved. So you just need to delete this cache folder if you are facing the licensing issues, even if you have the subscription license. You can just delete this, and when I try to re-log in the RISA 3D, then it will check for the license, and then it will just first verify it from the RISA portal. And then it will log in, and that issue will be resolved in this way. So this is the steps. But if you are using the trial version license, and if you are again facing the same issue, that is one of the issue. That is one of the cost to troubleshoot, but trial license can be used only one time at a single device. So if you are try to install the trial for the second time also, you might have resolved that issue. You might have received that issue, but just to note down that trial can be installed one time only in a single machine. So also I would like to share some of my favorite, the time saving tips and tricks in the RISA 3D. These are the simple tools, but that can significantly improve your modeling and the review workflow. So we'll look at some of the features such as quick find, the saved selections, hide, unhide options, the deflection animations, and one-click reporting options. Like many of these, features are often overlooked, but once you start using them regularly, then you can save a considerable amount of time on your project. So the first feature I like to show is the quick find. So as you can see, there are lots of my members and lots of my nodes. So if I just wanted to point out the particular node of the member, so I can just use some of the features and the tips that I'm going to show. First, I can just select the display the node labels also, or the members labels. So for that, you can click on the home tab. Under the home tab, there is a symbols of N at the right hand side. If you want to display the node only, right now it is displaying the node only. If you click on the nodes and the labels, then it will show me the node numbering as well in my RISA 3D model. And also, if you click on the member tab, then and click on the label, then it will display the member label also, like the member 1, 2, something like that. And there is also the quick find options. Once you click on that, then if you want to find out the particular members, then you can just select when you are getting some kind of the error, like your member M21 is failing. So you, instead of, if you have the complex model, instead of searching one by one, you can just use this quick find features and can just write the M21. And there is the option of auto zoom also. So I'll just try to show by the two case. Once you untick these options and just giving the name of M21, then once you click on OK, then you can see it is highlighted in blue in your model. Like this particular member is M21 is highlighted. But even if you have the complex model and sometimes you can't able to see correctly, once you click on the zoom options also, then you can see it will automatically zoom that particular members also. So this is the quick easy features that I mostly use. So there is again the quick find feature, like if you want to select multiple members or if you want to find out the multiple elements at once, so you can just write the giving the members multiple members just by separating the comma, like M5. And for example, if I want to select any other members like M23, M28, so you can see it has highlighted and zoom my three members which I have provided. So again, you select by property. Again, in the member tabs, in the node tabs, you can select whatever the members you can select if you have different filter options. Right now, for giving the members label, for example, if you want to select the members from 1 to 10, you can just give out a range and it will select that particular members from your model. So you can just click on that and you can just select on member M30 to M40, for examples. Sorry, maybe we have something like here. Yeah. Sorry, I'll just move a video faster. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, if you want to select the members by property, then you can just select it. As you can see, I'm just selecting the top code, something with the column. So you do have the option just to select any of your property, and you can see there is the override of previous selection. Right now we have selected the columns and our top code. But if I want to select only my purlins. So I can just click on this overwrite previous selections at the bottom. Then these selections will be lost and it will select only my purlins. Right now, as you can see, the my purlins has only been selected. So you can use these features by the select by property of the quick find view just to find out your members. And even for the node, like you can just quick find it and give out the certain numbers and click on OK, then it will just highlight your node. So this is like the kind of the features. So again, next is the match features. You can just display your section shape. For example, I do have SSS section, the white flange sections. So if I want to change the property of one sections with respect to the other section, then I can use the match property. As you can see, I do have my W12 into 15 members, W8 into 21 columns. So if I want to change the property of W8 into 21, similar to W12 into 50, I can use that match features. So for that, you can just go on the I will also show by, like the render view, as you can see. So you can just go on the modify tab at the top, and at the right hand side, you can see the match options. So right now, once you click on that particular member first, and it will just match the property of that member. So if I click on W12 into 15 and apply it to another member, so for my column, then as you can see, it has changed my column to that particular member sections. So it's not like it is also the time saving features, like you don't have to change the, yeah, you don't have to select the column and change the section set. You can use this match property if you have already defined your section set. So similarly for my other members, the code also, even if you can see, I will just map this and will display with the top code, then you can see it will just change the property accordingly. So this is also a kind of the features that can save your time. So there is again the swap end features, like for each of your member, they do have the I and the J in, that is the start and the end. Sometimes you just need to change the end point, so you can do this easily. So right now I will show which end is the I end and which end is the J end. I is denoted by the red and J is denoted by the green. So as you can see, once you click on any of this tab, like in the modify tab at the top, you can see the option of the swap end. Once you click on that, the tools will be active at the left hand side. And once you click on click to apply, then it will change it will swap the I and the J end. Like as you can see on the screen, we use these features. So there are the multiple features. If you use to use the features by, just click on keep tool active, then you can just swap the multiple members at once also. So you can also swap by selecting all of your members. Like for example, I will select my card member and will swap all the members. So I'll just select it, and in the design sections, I will just click on top code and I'll just select it. And what I will do is I will just go on the swap end options, and it will just swap whole of my code member. So there are different steps or the different techniques for the, if you want to change the swap features also. So next one is the offset features. We'll do the analysis offset and the visit and offset. So right now, as you can see, so I'll just select my beam and the column, and we'll just hide the another members. I will use this feature at the left hand side just to lock this one only, just to demonstrate here. So my this one end is the green end is the J end, and I end is the red end. As you can see, I can display it into the render view as well. So as you can see, so I'll just try to use the offset features. Like if I want to offset it, once you click on any of the member in the left hand side, the property related to this member tab will be open. So there are different sections like the general property, the additional property. So for this particular feature, you can find these features in the additional tab. additional property features. In the general tab, like if you want to see the sections and the depth of this particular members, you can just click on the section data. So right now this is my 5.3 inch width white flange section. So the half, so since it is in the center line, so I'll just try to give an offset of 5.3 divided by 2, which is the 2.65, and try to see that value. And since this is my J end, I have seen with the help of the diagram, so I'll just write 2.65 and we'll click on it. Right now, as you can see, once I provided the value, again in the graphical view, you can see it has not been shifted. So sometimes you also might have faced that issue. We have received a lot of query on that as well. So to fix this, what you need to do is you just need to go on your view setting. Again, on the view setting, this is available in the wireframe view. And once you go on your view setting by right clicking, also you have the option, and also at the top view options, you can just go from that options also. And here in the wireframe, you can see the options of the rigid offset. So once you click on that options, then you will see the actual offset that is denoted by some dark line. So once you click on that, once you click on apply, now you can see that end has something kind of a dark border, and you can also see this in your render view also. Right now you can see once we have activated this feature, right now this has been shifted from the center line. One end is shifted from the center line, but if we want to change the offset to the other end also, there is some other techniques that I will show, and we'll also change the orientation of these members. So right now there is the features of changing the orientation. The rotation degree options is there in the additional property tab at the left. So we'll change this to by 90 degree. So right now this has been changed. So, but I will just go again by Control Z, pressing the Control Z. So what I will do in this other end, I will just try to offset, but without calculating the depth. Like if I just wanted to shift it from the center line to the edge of the member, I can use this member feature. Like this member number is given here, as you can see. I will just write that member number to which we are going to provide the offset, because it will just offset it by dividing the depth of those members. So M94, if I just want to write, as you can see, it has just provided the offset from center line. So there are two options, like where you can give the values in the numerical form, or if you want to give the property of the members, then it will automatically reduce the calculated the depth and offset it accordingly. So the next one is the analysis offset. So you can just provide the offset in verticals and the upward and the downward directions. So if I want to use it in the negative Y, then I provide the offset, then you can see it has been offset. So these are the tools which you can use. So the next one is the hide features. Like sometimes if you have a complex model and if you want to hide some of your elements, but without deleting all of that element or the members, you can use the inactive features that is available. So I will try to demonstrate it. Once you click on any of the member in the left hand side, you can see again in the additional property tab, there is the options of activation. Right now all I have provided the active, and there is the options to make it inactive or exclude also. If you provide the exclude, then it will not be calculated in the design, but if you provide the inactive, it will calculate it in the design, but you will not be shown in the graphical view only. So I'll just try without deleting. I will just say I use this member feature as inactive. As you can see, the my beams members, the outer beam has been kind of the deleted, but it actually not deleted, it has been inactive. And also if I click on any of these other members, I again on the additional property toolbar, then I can use the inactive features right now, as you can see. So I can also see which members I have provided the active and inactive through the property toolbar also. So if we want to select any of the members, again the same things. If I want to again make it inactive, I can use this. So in the left right hand side, there is the data entry tab, and under the members options, I will see the informations like this particular members has been inactive from my model and these members are still active. So if I want to just activate the members, you have the options to calculate one by one, but it is time consuming just to change the value. So what I will do is I will just right click and fit cells option and just write a command of active, and then it will automatically active my members, as you can see. So again, this is a saved selection state. So this is also useful. Like if you have a kind of the model where this members has been deleted, but if you want to view it or if you want to use it just for your checking of the reference or any kind of the comparison, you can just save this particular view in your model. And once you provided the members again, uh, then again in that case also you will able to retrieve this particular stage from your model. So I'll quickly show you how to you can do this. So right now I have my model with my beam members in active. I will just select all of my model, and in the left hand side there are a few of the icons, and under this one is the saved selection state. I will just create a current status of my model and saved it. What I will do is I will save current and we will give it a name. I just giving a hide name and will save it. And once you close it, and again, if you provided something like the members again, for example, I can just go on that and make it active, continue to work on the model. But since, as you can see, I've already provided the model, but I want to view the model which I have already was working previously. Means if I want to compare some of the case, so because we have already saved in our saved selection state, we can just retrieve it at any point of our project work. So again, we can just go on the saved selection state, and this is the step, like this is the view which we have already created earlier. So I'll just click on that particular hide options and we'll just retrieve it. Now, once you can see the models which we have saved or which we are working previously, it's now been displayed. So this is the kind of comparison you can do using the RISA 3D. So this is also quite of the important features available. So there is the options of locking options as well. Like in the left hand side, there are the kind of lock options available if you want to select the particular columns, and if you want to add the releases, or if you want to apply the custom releases, you have that options. And like I mentioned, there are the different views options. Once you click on that, it will just view it. This is like the sway features that we receive frequently questions about this, like way to activate the sway features, because if you want to include the sway, then it will calculate the effective length for your column accordingly for the pinned and the fixed conditions. So once you click go on the member tabs from the left hand side, so in the hot roll still you can see different types of your unbrace length option, which is denoted by LB, and KY, which is for the buckling in both the direction KY and the KZ, but you are not been able to apply this sideways to your columns. That will definitely change your effective lens value. So, but one thing I would like to clear is that see, most of the queries we have received is even in the hot roll or steel options, we are not getting the sway value options, but for the columns and the other sections, we are getting it. Like in the column you are seeing, you are getting the Y sway and the Z sway options. So what I meant to say is this is the code related specific options. So since we are using the AISC code, Uh, I will show you in the setting option right now. You can see we are using the AISC right now, higher edition. But this is related to the code. So before the AISC 13th edition, you will get that features. But after the prior to AI 13 standard, these specific terms are no longer relevant to the codes. That's why you are not getting that sway options using the AISC. But if you are using the IS code, you are still getting that option. So just for the demonstration, I will just click by going back to the previous versions of the AISC. Just run this, and once you click on this member options, then you can see you have the sway value for your hot roll steel also. For the bottom directions, your sway sideways values you can put. So, but prior to the AISC 13th edition, you will not be able to use because these are no longer relevant to the code. So I have also seen this most of the features. Yeah, this is the kind of the features. I will show one more features. Let me go a bit forward here. Yeah, we have done this. Yeah, let's go here. So this is the sway feature you will get once you have applied. So in the file options right now, you can see the append features also. Append feature. Once I click on that, what it will do is it will insert your another RISA 3D model into your current model. Means if you have a part of your model, two part of this model have two part, for example, and if you want to combine it, or if you want to insert that two model into the one model, then you can use that append features. I have also shown how this work in my previous webinar. You can explore it on the our YouTube page also, just to check out this feature. But this is pretty this is pretty helpful if you have two model and want to merge that into a single model. That I would like to highlight. And again, in the application set, like once you go on the advanced tab, then if you want to print out your report, then you can put out your custom company logo also. Like by default, it will show the RISA logo. You can change that logo definitely, and you can create out your custom interface also in the RISA 3D. So this is also one kind of the feature regarding the reporting. So this is the deflection animation I will see. I will just try to solve this model. So we have already discussed how to fix this issue, but I'm just demonstrating it for the deflections. Right now, you can see the deflection value. If I want to animate this deflection, I can just go on the view setting at the tab and the result. If I click on animated setting options, then I can click on keep animating. Once I click on that, then you can see the deflection shape has been animated. And if I want to scale up the value, I can also do it from the animation tab at the top. And I can also pause the animations. Even if you have the moving load or the crane load here, it will just move out. Like you can just move out your crane load also, something like that. So the another features is once you run your analysis, every time you see that your node reactions value comes at the first, because in the data explorer or the result type, there are no deflection, member forces, drift values, or the it's like if you have the plates element, there might be the plate forces. So, but why we are getting only the node deflection reaction at first? There are things also like once you solve your model, if you want to see the member deflections or the nodal displacement value instead of the node reaction, that you can also set it out. For that, you can just have to go on your file setting at the tab top, and you can just go on the application setting, and in the output sections you can see at the last spreadsheet to open after the solutions. Then you can select, instead of the node reaction, you can once select the node deflections value. Then once you solve your model, instead of the node reaction, you will get out the nodal displacement value. So I will just quickly solve the model and will run it, and we'll see. You can see I'm getting nodal displacement instead of the node reactions. So this is the kind of the nesting load features I'm going to highlight. Like as you can see, the nesting load, like basically as you can see, the spreadsheet is limited to the 10 column of the basic load case in the RISA 3D. Like, however, there are times where you need to include additional entries to your load combination. So in order to do this, you can simply nest your load combinations, or maybe you have a model that needs to combine the effect of the static and the moving load. But because of the space limitation in the spreadsheet, it is impossible to fit them into the one row. So in that case, you may also use the nesting load combinations. So I'll just type nesting combination, and I will just give a load values. For example, if I want to include a load of line 5, I can just write the L5 that it will include all the loads which were in that particular load line 5 combinations. So, and if I want to give a factor, means if I provided a factor of 1 here, then all the loads that has been in the line 5 will be given a factor of 1. And I mean, you don't need to type, each load case one by one. If you have like 5 or 10 load case you've already created in that particular combinations. And if I want to include additional load case, then you can just simply, for example, it's no load. You can just write one is no load case. You can just create and give it a order factor of something. So I'll just create a snow load and just one. So by this way, like if you have multiple load, you can just create a nesting load combinations. And one-click report is something again important. Once you solve your model, as you can see in the left-hand side, again, there is the report tab, report sections available that is denoted by this symbol. And once you click on that, this is the detailed report. And once you click on any of the member now, it will generate the detailed report for my members. So it is, you just need to click one click just to generate out the report for that particular member. You will get a deflections value and all the limit state code check also. Right now, because P delta analysis is required for the AISC standards, that's why it has not shown me the limit state steps, all the code check steps. Otherwise, you will get that values as well. Similarly, if you want to display the report for another sections, then you can just click on that particular members, and it will just display the report for that members also. So this kind of the features like the model merge or like the line selection invert, like if you have a model where you want to select certain lines or the certain members, and again, sometimes you don't want to select that, but you want to select another members, then in that case, you can use the invert selections. So first we'll select by the line. And what we'll do is in the left hand side, again, there is the invert selections feature. So it will just exclude that 2 columns which we have selected before, and it will just select the others element if we use that invert selections. And for the model merge and for the viewer mode options, once you click on this eye icon, then you can see the particular like the particular members. This is for the result. Like if you have calculated the member force for this particular M124, then if you click on this eye icon viewer mode, then the result for that particular members will be open. Otherwise, if you have the 100 members in a model, then all the 100 members information will be displayed at the spreadsheet. So this is again some different steps. So I'll just show this, and if I've selected only the M124, so if I click on the result sections like any of the member deflection, right now I'm getting only for my that part one members only. But if I unhide it and if I want to see the member portion, then I will have the options of all. And to merge your model, like you can just go on the modify tab, and the right hand side at the top, you can see the model merge options. Like if there are the duplicate nodes or something like that, then it will just fix up your model. Like basically the model warnings, it will fix. So once you click on providing the apply, then you can see. it will just give you the status, like if you have the duplicate nodes in a model, then it will solve this. And right now all this has been passed because we are not getting any warning because it is showing as a 0. So you can also check this before running the analysis if there is something mistakes or something nodes you have created the duplicate in your model. So this is also one of the features. So this is the kind of features I would like to highlight today. So moving forward, like it has a lot of the case studies available in our official website, in the RISA 3D official website. So you can check out all at the risa.com/case studies. You can see what the challenges engineers are facing in their project and how the engineers have applied the RISA 3D to overcome the design challenges. So you can explore this. So we'll display some poll questions here, or maybe we can just take out the few of the participant questions that we frequently received via the email or on our LinkedIn page or even through the chat box. Is it one I have received is, for seismic load generation, is it necessary to define our diaphragm? So yeah, yes, for the seismic load can only be applied at the diaphragm level. Means it also calculates the center of the mass and your eccentricity for the seismic load case. So yes, RISA requires the use of diaphragm to set up your floors, and the diaphragm will tie all the nodes within its plane together, and that use the elevation, and the program I mean use the elevations of the rigid diaphragm as the floor into the model, so it is necessary. Another is, can we import a stat model into the RISA 3D? Yes, I have shown in the import options. You can easily and directly import a stat file in the RISA 3D. For like the Tekla and the Revit, you can import it by using the links like the RISA Tekla link or the RISA Revit link. Does it support the cold form steel design? Yes, RISA 3D can be used for the CFS member and the wall design. And like I saw, it supports the AISI code, and it also supports the Canadian code as well. So yeah, so there are also the different types of the sections, CFS sections available, like the single C or the like the jet sections, the hat section, or the tube sections are also available. So here are a few of the list of the RISA users who are currently using the software, and there are lots more RISA users as well, which can be found on the official website. So at Acero Consulting Engineers, we do provide the supports like through the phones or the emails or through the online video call. So regarding the RISA license, it is all the cloud-based license. So you will have a dedicated customer portal that I have displayed within the webinars, and you can manage the license for your organizations. And we also conduct the multiple webinars, like the tutorials we can share of just for the learning purpose. And you can just explore the RISA learning centers from training.risa.com to certified for the RISA course and stay updated regarding any of the new updates. So as we move forward, like we'll be soon hosting the, again, the webinars on the Adapt Builders, which is for the post-tension concrete, and the Bluebeam Max, which has been recently launched. It uses the AI powers for your PDF drawing reviews and automates the workflow. So we'll share all this information in our LinkedIn page for the upcoming events. So here is the official contact information where you can, connect us and explore the software solutions in more detail. So we are located at Sector 57, Noida. You can visit our website to explore the range of product and services. So we do have the LinkedIn and the YouTube where we will save the webinar recording, and we'll also upload, like I mentioned, the recording of today's webinar on our YouTube so that you can watch it later as well. So as we are at the end of today's session, so Thank you everyone for joining the today's webinar. So on behalf of Acero Consulting Engineers, I appreciate your time and I hope you have found the session valuable. So yeah, have a great day and we look forward to see you in our upcoming session also.